What's up everyone, Soldier First Class here. In today's mission, I have a Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 update, and we're going to be talking about Roche and Red 13 being playable in Part 2. Now this actually has been confirmed by the developers. This is something we kind of figured, but they actually did talk about this in an interview recently, and I have to thank my boy Lightning H8. I will flash his channel somewhere on the screen here. He sent me the link to this article. I had glanced over it, had not really put too much stock into it. And then when he sent me the link, I read into it, and it was actually pretty interesting. So, shout out to him, check out his channel, and I will put a link to his channel in the description below. But let's go ahead and get on to this article. Now, it talks about a few things about the game, and it's mostly stuff that has been reiterated 100 times already. But I do want to talk about this Red 13 thing. So, they asked, Red 13 isn't a playable character in this game, why was that decision made? Hamaguchi says, Red 13 appears towards the latter half of the story, so we felt there was insufficient time to really develop this character in a way that players would fully enjoy playing as him in the game. So that's basically everything that we already knew, but he did go on to say that, so from the early stages we had determined to use him as a starting point in the level design to complete the area around Hojo's research lab. That location appears towards the end of this game. For those who felt disappointed about Red 13 not being playable in this next installment, it would make me happy if you look forward to the next game. So here we have co-director Naoki Hamaguchi completely confirming that Red 13 will be playable in Part 2. A lot of people are upset that Part 1 did not feature a playable Red 13. I personally wasn't upset. I understood the reason. He is really late in the game, so it didn't make sense to build a whole system for a character that just wouldn't get that much playtime, and weapons and abilities and stuff like that. It just didn't make sense for the position in the game that he was in. So I'm glad that they're officially coming out and saying yes, Red 13 will be playable. I think I remember hearing something about them saying that Red 13 would also be a very major part of the story in Part 2, as in his story arc as well, so I'm hoping that Cosmo Canyon will be part of Part 2, which I assume it will be. I don't think we're gonna not get Cosmo Canyon in Part 2. So later in the interview, they were asked about Chadley and Roche and where the idea came from to include these new characters, and Hamaguchi actually confirmed that Roche will be an important character moving forward. He stated, there are many characters depicted in the compilation of Final Fantasy VII projects and titles that made an appearance in Final Fantasy VII Remake, but Roche and Chadley were originally proposed by the game design team, and we had requested our writer, Mr. Nojima, to incorporate them into the scenario. Regarding Roche, we originally considered making him a boss that concludes the motorcycle minigame as you head towards Sector 7. That said, we thought his originality as a character could pan into something interesting, and decided to use his appearance in the motorcycle minigame as foreshadowing. We expanded on this by making him the boss of the Sector 7/6 Annex. In the cutscene, a strange bond of sorts can be seen forming between Cloud and Roche, and I'm also personally interested in seeing how things are going to unfold between them in the future. And I also think that Roche could turn into somewhat of an anti-villain slash semi-ally to the group. It seems like he has a respect for Cloud of sorts. And, you know, I feel like I get the notion that Roche doesn't necessarily want to kill Cloud. I think he sees him as like a rival. So, I don't know. It seems like he doesn't really follow Shinra's orders anyway. I could actually see Roche going AWOL, if I'm being honest. And I think that if that happens, Roche might become an ally, or Roche might be one of those villains where he helps Cloud and the party along, but is actually using that to get to Cloud. I don't know. It seems like Roche is going to be a much deeper character than we originally thought. And I'm actually glad for that, because in the end, at the end of the day, Roche just wasn't featured that much, and I was actually kind of disappointed that he didn't show up later in the game, at least on the Broken Highway. I figured that was going to be 100% a level for Roche. After Chapter 4, it just felt like they forgot about him. So I'm really hoping that he does become a bigger part of the game, because I really liked him, and his voice actor, Austin Lee Matthews, is a great dude. And I do hope to see more of Roche in the future. But anyway, guys, that about wraps it up. I am excited because Red 13's confirmed to be playable in Part 2. Roche is going to have a bigger section of the game for himself. And, you know, I hope Chadley actually makes an appearance in the future. we know that when you finished the battles with him, that you find out his origin as a cyborg, and I thought that was really cool. It made sense, and after going back and looking at Chadley throughout the game, it definitely makes sense. So, I don't know, I'm excited for part 2 and to see what they do with it. I'm excited for Roche and Chadley, but that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to Omni-slash that like button. Let me know in the comments section below if you're excited to see more Roche and hopefully Chadley, and if you're excited to play as Red 13, which I already know the answer to. Subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell to join the ranks of Soldier today. And for all the latest Final Fantasy VII Remake news, rumors, and updates and trailers, I'm Soldier First Class, and I'm on to the next mission. Later, guys. Oh, also, I'm going to be getting some disc plates in. I got one of Cloud, Link, Joker from Persona, and I don't remember the fourth one off the top of my head. No, actually, Chrono from Chrono Trigger is one. So I'm actually excited to put those in the background. We're going to be replacing the posters. As you may have noticed, I actually rearranged some stuff. So I'm definitely excited. So anyway, guys, I will see you later. Thanks for watching. I love y'all very much. Bye.